but their defense, I think, is what really separates them. In this tournament, teams have played with them. West Valley only down 3 at half. Skyline only down 6. Meadowdale down 9. But that second half, they're like a heavyweight fighter. They jab and dance, and then they go for the big knockout right in the third quarter with the press. And that's what's really been the difference in this tournament.
The Rainier Beach Vikings looking to lock up a place in the history of Washington State basketball. Mike Bethea in their 3rd consecutive state final. The credit not for him.
Actually, I'm not, I haven't even thought about the place in history. I'm just thinking about these guys that we have on this team, these seniors, and getting them through this game and winning another championship. I think it would mean not so much, again, for me personally as it would for our community and the school, Rainier Beach. What it basically does is just send a message that our school is one of the top schools around, not just in Washington now, but nationally. And I think what it basically does is just reaffirm the fact that we are a national power.
Viking sights are set on another state championship and a place in history.
Yeah, even though we didn't go undefeated this year, I still feel that we're the best team in the state history.
Roderick Stewart, the 6'5" senior, and his twin brother Rodrick heading to USC following their final season at Rainier Beach. At times they have looked very beatable, and then they go on a run. They look unbeatable. But you know what? Their second half, they look to hit that switch. There has been a time this season when they haven't been able to find it.
Well, they got a little flat that midpoint of the season. Cleveland nipped them, got them in their gym and kind of put it to them. They caught them on a flat night where they weren't ready to play, and they've got some athleticism. They made some shots. They got excited. They shot the 3 ball, and all of a sudden, you've got a huge upset. A team that was ranked, all the way at the top nationally gets beat in town by Cleveland in a Metro League game. I mean, this is a huge upset, a real wake-up call for Mike Bethea's troops. He really made them get down and work hard on defense, and now it's what they really win with is their defense.
Garrison Carr, Hans Gasser, Issaquah, the upstart Indians. Can they pull off the upset? We'll preview the Indians, 21-6 on the season. Their best player, Hans Gasser. Coming up, a look at Issaquah. Welcome back to Tacoma Dome. Rainier Beach, 25-3, and at one point in the season ranked #1 in the entire country against the Issaquah Indians, the upstarts led by Hans Gasser, who's recruited by several from places like Eastern Washington and also has an application in to Stanford. He has been the key. Everything that Issaquah does and does well runs through Hans Gasser.
Yeah, he's an excellent post-up player with a great fadeaway jump shot. He's got nice weapons inside. This is a patient Issaquah team that must knock down some outside shots. John Chaney, Colin Curtis, and of course Garrison Carr have got to stretch it a little bit to give the big fella some room to work inside. Now he's going to have CJ Styles on him. He's going to have to maneuver to get those shots off. That jump hook is going to be very important. 23.5 so far in this tournament, though. The guy can really score.
Time now to look at our Les Schwab road to the finals. This is the feel-good story of the tournament. They have played in 4 championships games throughout the season. This is a savvy team.
Yeah, the district tournament was really key for them. Getting by Mercer Island and Skyline put them on the opposite side of the bracket from Rainier Beach. Last time, though, they got beat by 21. And if it gets to be a 70-80 point game, it's good night Issaquah. It's got to be a 40-50 point game for them to have a chance.
A lot of people woke up and read this morning's paper looking at the finals saying, Issa who? The Indians aren't surprised. Issaquah's storybook run continues. They surprised many along the way, but not themselves.
We're not really surprised because we knew what we can do the whole season. I mean, we've been practicing hard and we're bonding as a team and well, and we're peaking at the right time. So, I mean, we always had confidence, and this is not really like unexpected. We expected to be in this position.
This team keeps doing things that the school has never seen before. Winning a Kinko championship for the first time in school history. Last year we came to the state tournament for only the second time in school history. So this is back-to-back years, and now to be in the championship game is just it's a dream come true.
The final test in this tale, the defending champion Rainier Beach Vikings, one of the best teams in state history.
That'd just be amazing. It's to beat a team that's that great, and they're just probably one of the best teams Washington's ever had. That'd be amazing. but it'll be tough to do that, so we got to come prepared.
Good look at Hans Gasser, the senior who scored 29 points last night against Mercer Island to lead his team to this championship game. It's going to all goes through Hans. They were able to shoot the ball well from the outside last night, but they have not seen a defense and the prowess of a Rainier Beach.
Yeah, Rainier Beach, 6'5", 6'5", 6'6", 6'8". They're so long. They're the best pressing high school team I've ever seen. But if they can get it down to the block, Gasser can really hurt him, get him in foul trouble. He's an excellent scorer inside, but the key will be, can those perimeter players get it past the press? And you can see, this is the route that Issaquah has gone. They had to come and get their test last year. They lost in the quarterfinals, but this is a great outside shooting team. Garrison Carr knocked down 6 out of 7 last night. They can really shoot the 3, and Gasser and Carr, they're the 1-2 punch, but they need to get some points from Colin Curtis, a double-figure scorer. You know, they can't depend on 90% of their scoring to come from those 2 guys, but they will score. But again, it's more about keeping the possessions down than it is the score up.
Tall task in order, Garrison Carr. He had 24 last night, doing his best Isaiah Thomas impersonation. But he'll have a Roderick Stewart, all 6'5", guarding the 5'9" Carr. We'll look at Billy's keys to victory when we come back. More of the preview. Issaquah and Rainier Beach. The boys 3A championship preview continues. Winding down to tip off for the WIAA Boys 3A Championship. The favorite, defending champ Rainier Beach against Jeff Patrick's Issaquah Indians. His 4th season as the head coach, his 11th at the school. Welcome back, Rich Cellini alongside Bill Kruger. This has all the makings of a great one if and only if a number of things happen.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of things go right. The stars really have to align for Issaquah, and it really starts with their ability to handle pressure. That's going to be the key, because Rainier Beach, they are a terrific pressing team. When their energy is up, they get hands in the passing lane. You got to be strong with the basketball in traffic, and they're going to strip you and go. I'll tell you what, this 2-2-1 3-quarter press with trap is one of the best I've ever seen. They're so long and athletic. That's going to be the challenge for Issaquah.
The keys to winning. Vikings, really, you wonder about boredom.
Well, that's just it. You know, you look at the 3 first halves against clubs like West Valley, Meadowdale, Skyline, all close games. The Vikings, they kind of wander into the game, get the feel for it before they really get after it. They need to get into it early because Issaquah's tough and tested. They're ready to come to play. Second, Garrison Carr knocked down 6 3-pointers, averaging 19 beans a game in the tournament. He's a sophomore. He's confident. They have to find him and shut him down like they did in the district finals when he only got 11. And again, get the game in motion. That means press. That means trap. That means strip. Let's get out in transition. That's what the Vikings do best. And when they do that, they're one of the best teams in the country because they can really get it over the rim and throw it down. All of those guys.
And for Issaquah, they have a number of tall tasks in order, but they seem to be excited about the challenge.
Well, these guards like Cheney and Colin Curtis and Carr, they got to handle the press. They got to have a plan. They got to reverse the ball. They got to be strong. Of course, Rodrick and Lodrick, you got to control them. They're unbelievable in the open court, great players. In the closed court, they don't do a lot of things but post up. So if you can get them in the closed court, they got a chance. And of course, the Indians got to get the ball past the pressure so they can dump it inside and get Gasser going. He's a great scorer. He's got to get some touches.
Mike Bethea leads Rainier Beach to their 3rd consecutive title game, looking like a man who has seen this before. Hans Gasser looking to pull off the huge upset as a senior. Jeff Patrick, 36 years old, lot to smile about. The focus of Washington basketball has shifted to Mike Bethea's high-flying Rainier Beach Vikings. Great players continue to develop and dazzle. Like last year's edition, the 2003 team looks to claim the championship. The upstart Issaquah Indians will need a few fortuitous bounces to bring the upset. The boys' WIAA 3A championship is coming up next. cold and rainy night in the Pacific Northwest. Things heating up on the inside. The Stewart twins, Rodrick and Lodrick, looking to lock down another state championship as they take on the Issaquah Indians. Issaquah 21-6 on the season. Rainier Beach 25-3. We have seen some upsets over the years, and this would be a monumental one. Rainier Beach, the perennial powerhouse, looking to secure a place in history, not just as one of the best teams this year in 2003, but one of the best teams of all time in this state. As you take a look at this matchup between the two, Issaquah has a tall task in order. Rainier Beach, their 8th state tourney appearance, 4th in the championship game, currently ranked number 16 in the country. Issaquah, their first appearance last year, their second this year, 1-2, their school's first championship appearance, and they are embracing it with the vigor as you would expect from the young kids. Rich Chili, Bill Kruger, this has all the excitement. Rainier Beach, they have been here before. Issaquah as excited as all get out.
Oh yeah, but I'll tell you what, this Rainier Beach squad is something else. They have long athletes that can really put pressure on Issaquah. They're really going to have to handle it. It starts with the twins, Lodrick and Rodrick. Here's Lodrick, L for lefty. He is a scorer. He's averaged over 20 in the tournament, over 20 for the season, had 40 against Issaquah last time out. His brother, his twin, Rodrick, again, interchangeable parts, but really has been an assist master in this tournament, delivering the basketball, leading this tournament in assists so far at 6.7. The two of them are fighting through the loss of their grandmother, who died right at the beginning of this tournament. It's been tough for them, but I think they put it behind them. They're really trying to win this thing for their grandmother.
If you're Issaquah, how can you beat them? It starts with Hans Gasser, the big man in the middle, who's been dynamite in this tournament.
Yeah, he's been instant points. They get the ball inside to this guy or outside. Great outside touch, can knock it down from 17, 18 feet. Great shooter, great fadeaway jumper, but again, the key will be, can they get the ball past the press into his hands? If they do, a lot of success.
Gasser in the tourney, 23 points on the average, 10 rebounds. One has to worry about the fatigue. He will touch the ball almost every trip down the floor. And Mike Bethea and company looking to compete and win back-to-back state championships. Rainier Beach and the Issaquah Indians. They will need a strong supporting cast. Garrison Carr, 24 last night. He will need to do the same tonight if they're to have a chance against the Rainier Beach Vikings. The championship is next. The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Girls Basketball Championship is brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Washington, proud sponsors of Washington State High School Athletics. Got milk? It's been an up and down season and one marred with tragedy for the two stars. Their grandmother, Lucille, Rodrick and Lodrick, back in Mississippi, passing away recently, and that has tugged at their heartstrings, but they have done all they can to try to stay focused and keep everything in line to win consecutive championships. Their foes tonight, the Issaquah Indians, 21-6. Lodrick and Rodrick, two of the best players this state has seen.
Oh, they've been doing it since they were freshmen. This is old hat for them to be in the tournament. They are terrific basketball players. They really can bring it. They're interchangeable parts. They can play anywhere on the floor. They can score in a myriad of ways. A lot of fun to watch.
Starting lineups for Rainier Beach: Love, Giles, the Stewarts, and Williams. For Issaquah, Curtis, Gasser, Carr, Cheney, and Woolseth. Jeff Patrick, head coach of Issaquah. I have two basketball players and the rest tough, hard-nosed kids who know how to compete. We've been in 4 championship games this year. He said, we'll take our chances. If they're the best team, so be it. Mike Bethea, now in his 11th year at the school, 9th as the head coach, looking for back-to-back championships. And Issaquah's head man, Jeff Patrick, there in the green shirt, 4th year as the head man. Owns a wheat farm in the town of Richmond, Montana, and spends all summer harvesting wheat. So this is a little bit different activity here as the winter months pass by.
Well, they're going to need that kind of patience. as they're going to have to come down. They're going to have to control the basketball, control the tempo of the game. This cannot get away and be an 80-point game. Otherwise, Rainier Beach is just going to put on a show.
C.J. Giles and Hans Gasser. Rainier Beach in the blue, Issaquah in the white. Tip controlled by Cheney. And immediately a turnover in the quick hands of Stewart, and Roderick with the basketball.
You're going to see Roderick running the point a lot, setting things up. They go 1-4 a lot. They like to post the Twins up.
Terence Williams with the basketball, and now on to Lodrick, the left-hander. Williams, and you can see that size disparity evident immediately. Williams being hounded by Cheney.
Issaquah coming out and getting right inside of Rainier Beach. Not sitting back in the zone, playing tough man-to-man.
Garrison Carr guarding Roderick. Carr just a sophomore. They go down low. Love elevates. Soft jump shot. Unable to fall. Rebound controlled by Curtis.
Issaquah needs to run their stuff. Again, they are constantly in the passing lanes trying to strip the ball. You must be strong with the basketball.
Wild shot by Gasser. Giles controls the rebound.
Good job of transition defense by Issaquah. Got back, got position.
Roderick passes up the shot. Lodrick with the drifter. And will Rainier Beach start their pressure early? The answer to that is yes. They usually don't unveil this until the start of the second half. Curtis, Cheney, Glass, and we're tied at 2.
Nice strong play, didn't mess around with the basketball. Curtis with a great dribble drive and a spot up by Cheney. They got to take the right shot against the press though, Rich. And that was the right shot.
Do you like the idea of Rainier Beach going to the aggressive defense early?
I think they realized how slow they've started. They can't do that tonight.
Giles, no match for Curtis down there guarding him. That an easy 2 points. And a quick break in the trap. Fake shot. Gasser just inside the free throw line. Good.
Nice job.
4.
Nice job of ball reversal and a good choice of shots. Great job of breaking the press.
Mike Bethea wants a timeout, and he'll take a 30-second timeout. Issaquah able to handle the pressure early. I beg the question when we started, do you like Rainier Beach pressuring early? If Issaquah is able to handle that, what will that do to their confidence?
Well, I think what they're doing a good job of spreading it. 1-3-1 walk up, good ball reversal. I mean, good decision making here. Not forcing the basketball. And that's one thing that's happened with the other clubs that have tried to go against the Vikings. They try to dribble into traffic. They haven't reversed the ball. And you can beat that zone press if you reverse the basketball. That's the key. Passing, not dribbling.
Roderick Stewart inbound to Williams, and now Roderick will run the point for Rainier Beach.
Little change up by Issaquah, going zone, little 2-3 zone.
Variety of defense.
Give them different looks.
Trying to figure out the best way. Love with another pretty turnaround. Josh Love, an outstanding player, transfer from Auburn High School where he was a star. And now he's just one more member of this Rainier Beach machine. Issaquah, the Indians, able to break the press rather easily one more time. Curtis. And Carr had such a big night as that ball bounces off of Rainier Beach. He will be hard-pressed to get his shots off, just 5'9", the longer, rangier defenders.
He'll just take a couple more steps back like he did last night and knock down that NBA three. He's got no conscience, a lot of confidence.
Gasser fades away. Got it! Hans Gasser, and we're tied at 6. 4 points for Gasser here in the early going. He had 29 last night against Mercer Island.
Great range for a 6'10" guy. Great touch.
Roderick back to Williams. Love the turnaround, and that is all-day music. Josh Love now with 6 points.
Pretty tough to answer when you got 6'10" and 6'8" inside, and they're role players.
Pat broken in the middle, 1-on-3. Gasser elects to pull up and shoot. Missed the mark, follows. Rebound by Curtis. Inside, swatted. Giles got a piece of it and blocked shot. This where the Vikings are dangerous. Roderick. Showtime.
How about that nifty ball handling? Great slide to the hoop by Roderick. They are awesome in the open court.
That their best game. I believe it would behoove Issaquah to slow things down just a bit. Don't play into the Vikings' hands.
Any chance that they can pull it out and run their stuff, take 20, 25 seconds to take a shot, and then make sure Gasser gets a touch.
Dangerous pass. Holds it, pulls up, left-hander. Misses the mark. Rebound by Williams. Out in front. Giles tipped away by Woolsey. And how about that? Eric Woolsey, 6'2" against 6'11". C.J. Giles able to tip it away. That is the heart of this Issaquah team that has got them to the finals, but they have to face slick maneuvers of Roderick Stewart. Oh, is he nifty in the open floor? 10-6. Beach with the 4-point lead. Rainier Beach, the heavy favorite, leading by 4 throughout this first quarter, but Issaquah able to handle that pressure, something Rainier Beach has started early. Do they stay with it, do they back off, or do you continue to press throughout the whole game?
I think they stay with it. 2-2-1, tweak it a little bit, try to match up against what Issaquah is trying to run, the 1-3-1 walk-up, match up with those guys at half court. Gasser's done a great job of handling the ball in the middle. They need to attack him when they get a chance.
Problem for Issaquah, they have not found an answer for number 21, Josh Love, down on the offensive end. Gasser has played well. Then you start getting down to 3, 4, and 5 down the line. That spells a little bit of trouble for the Indians.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Love and Giles have been real effective inside for Rainier Beach.
Guarded closely by Matt Wixwat, who is in the game, and he secures the rebound. Carr trying to get off the screen, the sophomore. Strong, tough assignment. Strong to the hoop, Cheney, and the foul. John Cheney, the senior, 5'10", 33, C.J. Giles with his first personal foul.
Again, you get a lot of overplay from Rainier Beach. They depend on Giles as a shot blocker, but how about that? For using your body, protecting the basketball, and still having the ability to knock it down. Great play by Cheney.
Williams with the rebound, out in front, alley-oop. Missed shot, short, Rodrick to Lodrick. Lodrick unable to finish. Cheney taking into the teeth of the defense. Now they get Gasser, who looks for his shot. And Cheney back out. And now Curtis, the left-hander, underneath. Wixwat with Williams in the air, and that's the foul. That approach, in my opinion, would be a key if Issaquah is going to stay in this game, because Rainier Beach will go after the block.
Exactly. That first little pump fake, that's key. Try to get the guy in the air and lean in, use your body. You have to be aware of the shot block. That's one of their big weapons. Being able to steal the basketball and blocking shots, they've led the tournament by a mile so far, that being Rainier Beach.
Wixwat with the 3.6 GPA. Hits the first free throw. Colin Curtis sits down. Eric Woolsey back in. And he always draws the short straw of guarding the opponent's best scorer.
Everybody talking about Gasser and Carr and their scoring ability, but it's really the other role players. If they don't turn the basketball over, it can give them some points here and there. That's going to be real key for Issaquah.
Roderick Stewart now to Williams. Love flashing to the post. That's their best mismatch. Love against Wixwat.
Yeah, they've got size in the post. They got a lot of guys that can post up, but you're right. They can't handle that kind of size inside. They just don't have the match.
3-point attempt off the mark by Lodrick. Rebound controlled by Issaquah.
1 and out for Rainier Beach.
Carr unable to find his shot. Wixwat. Now he pulls one. Misses the mark on his first attempt. Cheney with the rebound. Cheney penetrating, taking it strong, high off the glass. Rebound by Williams, out in front. Roderick Stewart with the save. Loose ball. Everybody falling on it, a whistle, and it'll be white basketball. The Issaquah Indians retain possession.
Issaquah got a little bit lucky there. One thing, when you attack, if one of the guards attacks and penetrates, the other guard must protect against the cherry pick. The Vikings love to throw the long ball. A little bit long, they got lucky. But I'll tell you what, Issaquah's come out and played with confidence. Rich, it's clear they're comfortable playing against the Vikings so far.
Their 4th championship game of the year. They are comfortable in this environment. Gasser comfortable with the basketball. Issaquah with the 1-point lead. Hans now has 6.
Boy, he's got good vision, too. He's recognizing where the defense is and getting a good spot on the floor to knock it down. And what a great shooter at 6'10".
Dwayne Wright in the game along with number 10, Anthony Perry for Rainier Beach. Roderick Short follows his own shot and puts it back. Rainier Beach now back on top. Rainier Beach has let teams stay close in the first half, but not with this type of pressure. This pressure is what always expanded their lead at the start of the second half.
That's a good point. They usually use it as a knockout punch in the second half. They come right out with it.
Carr off the dribble, and Garrison Carr gives the Indians a 1-point lead as we approach the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter of this boys 3A championship game from the Tacoma Dome. Roderick off the front of the rim, tipped out, controlled by Woldzik.
Little delay game here. They're going to run clock, try to get the last shot here, Rich. They're using their little 3 out, 3 in, 3 out, 2 in delay game.
Under 30 seconds. Cheney with the basketball and Gasser. Shorter the game, the better the Indians' odds. And now the defensive pressure extends. And the Vikings will make Issaquah.
Now they go. A little high post rub.
Carr, 3. Got it!
Couldn't have drawn it up better, Rich.
Roderick Stewart doesn't know the time on the clock, and it expires. 16-12. Beach led 10-6 at the 3:21 mark. Issaquah closes the quarter on a 10-2 run. The best team in the state of Washington, Rainier Beach, going to be in for a battle tonight. The upstart Indians taking nothing for granted, capitalizing on all of their opportunities through the first 8 minutes. Issaquah leads by 4. The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Boys Basketball Championship is brought to you by Les Schwab. Our business is earning your trust. And by your Northwest Chevy dealers, who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. Welcome back. Rich Cellini alongside Bill Kruger. Rainier Beach trailing Issaquah by 4. This has been a good game. Let's take a look at how the Indians have been able to take a 4-point lead here in the first quarter.
Well, they've handled pressure. They've gotten into their half-court sets and run it well. Here, they ran delay game for 45 seconds. They ran their 3 out, 2 in delay game with confidence. Got to the 12-second mark, got the ball to Garrison Carr, and that's when they went into their high post rub. Carr, a terrific shooter, sets up Roderick well, off of Gasser, gets open, and they give that guy a little bit of room, and he's money. And that's the... He couldn't have scripted any better, Rich. What a great first quarter for Issaquah, but then again, they're only up 4, and they played perfect.
Yes. Very good point. Roderick Stewart will run the Viking offense. Down inside, high arcing shot, air ball. Giles able to grab the board, and he gets fouled. 2 shots from the line. C.J. Giles, really one of the difference makers when you look at this team. Doesn't grab all the headlines, just a junior. He will see plenty of ink next year.
Yeah, only averaging about 7.5 a game, leading the tournament in block shots. He's going to be coveted by everybody in the country. A 6'11", long arm, shot blocker, got a great touch from 15 feet, very athletic, and he's just starting to fill out. We're going to see all the big schools on him.
What makes a good shot blocker?
Timing, quickness off the ground, and just anticipation. He has all those things working for him, and he really covers all of those mistakes when they do overplay against when they're pressing other teams.
And the pressure continues.
Little man-to-man, like I said, they changed it up. The 2-2-1 wasn't working, so now they're going to go man-to-man, and they will trap out of the man-to-man.
Wickswat has his pocket picked by Wright, but there will be a foul called.
Very good decision by Mike Bethea to get into a different type of press. They are quicker man-to-man. Issaquah showed they could handle the zone with their 1-3-1 walk-up. He changes it up. Let's see if all these guys can handle one-on-one man-to-man pressure. That's what he wants to find out.
Gasser will walk it up. Cheney. Down to Gasser. Against Scott. To the corner. Trying to look for his shot. Carr unable. Blanketed. Good coverage. Curtis. Now back to Carr. Loose ball controlled by Stewart. Watch this.
Mishandle is a dunk every time, Rich. You've saw it a whole tournament. Roderick with the big finish. How fast is he end to end?
Curtis and company trying to drive the lane and draw the foul, and he does. Aggressive attacking the basket. Rainier Beach will not back away, and they are prone to some fouls.
A lot of 3 out, 2 in, perimeter rub type stuff. But again, great strip and then off to the races and above the rim action. That's what you're going to see if you don't handle the basketball.
Gasser trying to drive around, and the nifty little scoop hook shot.
How about that? Showing more pieces to his offense. We've seen the jump shot, the turnaround, the fade. How about that nice drive to the rim? And you've got to do that against Giles because he wants to block shots.
8 points now for Gasser. Issaquah with the 2-point lead. This half-court set as a loose ball, not the Viking strength.
No, they go 1-4 and they got a couple of options, but they really depend on individual ability to break guys down and then attack the offensive glass. And that's what they've got to do when they get in the quarter court. More importantly, get a good shot and attack the glass with their size.
Mike Bethea substituting in. Number 11, David Maddock, checks out. Roderick Stewart at the top, going off of the screen by Giles. And that is unstoppable. As quick as they are, if they can get close, nobody will come close when they elevate.
Nobody can handle that jump shot. He gets so high with the 6-footers on him, no chance.
Gasser able to draw another foul on Giles, his second.
Another interesting piece of strategy. They've initiated their offense the last 2 times down the floor with the big 6'10" guy bringing the ball up. Nice little dribble, stagger dribble, and he gets a step on Giles, takes it right to the rack, gets the 2-shot foul.
5th team foul for Rainier Beach, 6:13 remaining here in the first half. Gasser able to connect. Safe to say that no matter how well Issaquah plays, they will not run away from Rainier Beach.
No, that's not going to happen. We've seen the script already. The Beach has outscored their opponents by almost 20 in the second half. They've been close. Teams have been close at halftime. They just came out and landed a couple of haymakers, and it was over. So this is nice, but this isn't the whole game. That being for Issaquah. And a change-up. Change-up on defense, go 2-3 zone.
Love in the middle, and now Lodrick steps in against Gasser. Quick move. Blocking foul, and he side out for the shot.
Boy, that was an outstanding drop step by Lodrick. Quick acceleration to the hoop. These guys have great feel, whether they got the back to the basket or they're facing up. They can do a lot of things.
Second personal foul for Hans Gasser. Thought about it, eschews it. Wright will try it. Short. Love elevates high. Williams controls the board. Put back. No. Rebound by Gasser.
May have gotten fouled right there. Got a break.
Errant pass. Controlled. And the Twins. Woof. Rodrick to Rodrick. 2 more, and that gets the crowd into it.
That's what they do. They're always stripping, reaching. They're long. They're quick. And you've got to be really strong with the basketball.
Cheney controlling the ball. Curtis for 3. Got it!
Curtis.
3-point lead for Issaquah.
Curtis got 26 against them. He can score, and they need a 3rd guy to pick up some of that scoring slack.
Roderick Stewart Over his brother Roderick. Josh Love, now back out. Williams for three, and he hits. Tied up, each team going back and forth. Terence Williams, the 6'6" sophomore. What a talent he will mature into.
No question. This Beach team has 4, possibly 5 Division I basketball players playing for him. And Terence Williams, as a sophomore, he's going to get a lot of looks in the next 2 years.
Now our 6th tie of the game. Carr looking to dribble, hounded defensively. You just cannot get away from these Vikings.
Little 2-1-2 rotate again. They're just running some clock.
Woldsith. And now it's Curtis.
High post rub, just like they did at the end of the first quarter.
Curtis trying to get it to Gasser. He was open, but he loses the handle. Cheney with the drive. Pump fake. Shot is no good. Tip to Gasser. He gets the basket and the foul. Josh Love is the guilty party, his first.
Well, I love Cheney's guts, man. He just goes right at people. Didn't quite get the roll, but then Woldsith tips the ball, keeps it alive. These 6-foot guys, they're keeping the ball alive right now, giving them second chances, and Gasser takes advantage of it, knocks it down.
Fearless, the Issaquah Indians throughout the first part of this game. And that their time from the free throw line will be critical. Issaquah leading Rainier Beach 26-23 here in this championship Saturday night on Fox Sports Net. It's the boys 3A championship and a pair of stars, Lodrick and Rodrick, but they trail by 3. Issaquah leading 26-23 against Rainier Beach. Rainier Beach, the prohibitive favorite coming in, and the defending champs. 3:54 remaining here in the first half. The outside shooting that we had talked about is what the Indians needed.
And when they get it, they got to knock it down. Colin Curtis has not been a big factor offensively in this tournament, but he did get 26 against the Beach in the district final, so he can score. He averaged about 11 points a game. So, but you have to take the right outside shot, because if it's a long miss, you know what's going to happen. Down at the other end, and it's going to go from up to down. It's going to be a slam.
C.J. Giles with a pair of personal fouls, still sitting down at the 3:54 mark. And it's that aggressive play. Shot blockers, that is very good art, but tough in the early going.
How about this? It's showing a little 2-2-1 3/4, just to give them a different look. Going back into 2-3 zone.
Roderick. Off the mark, Gasser with the reward.
Gasser intimidated him a little bit. Couldn't quite get the shot he wanted.
Curtis bringing it up, and Roderick just eyeing that basketball. You know he's going to make a move for that at one of these moments. Williams now D'ing up Gasser.
Again, we're seeing that delay game, Rich, that they ran at the end of the first quarter. Little 3-out, 2-win. And Gasser's impressed me. Whoa, here we go.
Roderick, too fast for everyone. Easy finish on the layup. 4 points.
That's what the Beach does. They can strip you, and they get out in transition, and there's probably not a team in the country that transitions that well.
We would like to welcome those of you who have finished watching OSAA 4A Girls, Oregon City, 77-49 winner over Jesuit. Rainier Beach versus Issaquah, WIAA 3A Boys Championship here at the Tacoma Dome. Rich Cellini and Bill Kruger. Rainier Beach, the favorite coming in, and one of the best teams in the history of this state. But the Issaquah Indians not paying any attention to the headlines, making this one a contest.
Great game plan. They're handling Rainier Beach's pressure, keeping them into a half-court game, making some shots, and Hans Gasser has been as advertised.
Jeff Patrick, his 4th season as the head coach, and Garrison Carr, a little bit too strong, fighting for the board. Carr controls.
Again, Gasser with a tip out.
Pulls a 3 and hits it.
He can really get you off him with that hard dribble, and he is fearless with the jumper.
9 points for Garrison Carr, and that brings everybody in purple and gold to their feet here in the Tacoma Dome.
You kind of say no, 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 but then when he lets it go, it's yes. There he gets him off. All he needs is a little tiny bit of space. When you're a little guy, you're used to taking those shots over those big people.
Right, answers with an air ball. Carr able to steal it away from the outstretched hands of Roderick Stewart. Instead, he stepped on the line, and the ball goes back the other way. Cheney, not his best decision. Issaquah, as excited as they are, need to stay out of the running game. Rainier Beach, nobody can compete with them on that level.
They are so good side to side and getting in the passing lane. There really wasn't a need to rush the basketball there. If you start doing that and it gets into an up and down game, Beach will take over.
And before you know it, you wake up and it'll be a 20-point deficit. The shot controlled by Williams. Lodrick tries a three of his own. Off the mark. Williams tipped.
Look at their length on the glass.
Back. Rodrick going to the hoop. And there's a push foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Now, for those of you who haven't had enough of the Stewart twins, there's another set of twins who are 10 years old. Brace yourself for that, Bill.
Look at their length, those 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", and they are just over the top of the smaller Issaquah club, tipping balls. They are a tremendous offensive rebounding club.
Kadeem and Hakeem, the two younger brothers, just 10 years old. Another set of Stewart twins. That you hear the groans. That is all the coaches here in the Washington State area. Thinking, oh boy, and another 5 or 6 years. Great.
I thought twins skipped generations, so I guess not, huh? That's exciting.
Well, they are fun to watch. And they're able to chisel that. He now has 12 points on the night. 30-27. Issaquah with the lead. Looking to slow things down a bit. Rainier Beach, the thoroughbred, when they can get out and run, they are fun to watch. Williams. Goss are going to have to make a move, or he's going to get a 5-second call, and he did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You got to have that. You got to have that clock in your head, you know, and do the count.
Yes.
So you know how much time you have. Again, that's the first time they've gotten it, so they shouldn't feel too bad.
Vikings continue to extend that pressure. Good look inside. Short jumper. Easy money for Roderick Stewart, the senior, with another one. He has 6.
That shot is open in the middle of the 2-3 zone. They got to keep going to Lodrick there, and he can make a lot of hay in the middle of that zone.
Cheney up on top. Anthony Perry trying to play defense. Cheney is fearless to the basket. No shot. Foul down on the floor. No shot. Cheney doing all he can to create.
Again, Issaquah running the leg, getting Rainier Beach to straighten their legs, and Cheney loves to go right. Mike Bethea was urging Anthony Perry to hold him on his right side and force him left, and Cheney was still able to turn the corner and go right, and he's been really terrific going to the glass.
One of the impressive players, this 5'10" senior. Fearless, and this Issaquah team making the state tournament last year and playing in those 4 championship games throughout this season. Jeff Patrick said, we will be happy to play, and we know how good they are, but you know what, we'll take our chances. Remind you to stick around. Coming up at the half, here from the Tacoma Dome, Fox Sports Studio update. We'll have an interview with WIAA executives and a lot of highlights here from this first half on both sides in a very close 1-point game as we approach the minute mark.
Very entertaining. Cat and mouse for Issaquah and the high flying act from Rainier Beach. It's been a great ball game.
Carr. Now Cheney and Curtis. Under a minute. Curtis driving strong to the hoop. And the roll is good for Woldson.
No C.J. Giles on the inside for the shot block. They can attack the basket.
His 2 fouls, they elect to keep him on the bench. There's a 3 for Roderick Stewart. Tied at 32. 32-32. Double team now against Carr. Woldson looking to break the pressure. And able to do that, being guarded closely by Roderick Stewart. Curtis and company, Cheney with the back door, and Issaquah going to try to hold for the last shot the same way they did to end the first quarter. Going for the steal and able to get it is Williams. Carr to create his shot, driving in a high lofting shot in the basket with 10 seconds, and it's a 2-point lead. And there's going to be a foul. And a foul down on the floor.
I don't hear anything.
And it's going to be 10. A foul by John Chaney. And this the move, and Garrison Carr continues to impress. Exactly what he needs. Roderick Stewart, 5 seconds on the clock, trying to break him down, pulls up, Curtis double clutch, and he gets whistled for a foul and 3 shots. (34-32), a costly mistake with just a second remaining.
Yeah, after that great delay game bucket, looked like they were going to close the half out, but again, you said a needless foul gives Beach a chance to even this thing up.
And Roderick hits the first. Just 1.5 seconds, he would be able to give his team the lead going into the locker room and a much-needed boost, although Rainier Beach, a team that is accustomed to keeping it close at the half. Patrick certainly not pleased with the call.
Yeah, need to get Mike Bethea.
34-34, Rainier Beach perfect from the line here tonight. And he knocks down all 3. 0.5 seconds remaining. And this will bring the first half to a close. Issaquah have to be happy with their performance. 8 ties and 4 lead changes throughout the first half. Biggest lead by either side, 4 points, and each side has been able to do that. Issaquah Indians have played well throughout this first half. We go now to Bill Kruger, who's standing by with Mike Bethea.
Thanks, Rich. I'm here with Rainier Beach coach Mike Bethea. Mike, tough first half. Issaquah handled your pressure pretty well.
Yeah, they did, and you know, throughout the tournament, most of the teams have been handling it real well, but we're just counting on it coming through like it has in the past. You know, hopefully we'll wear them down in the second half.
That's been the script so far. Good luck the second half, Mike. Thanks. Back to you, Rich.
Thanks, Bill. We're at halftime of this boys 3A championship game. The defending champion and top-ranked Rainier Beach in for a battle against Hans Gasser and company. It has been heady play, but watch out for the Stewart twins, Rodrick and Lodrick. They can stretch the lead out in a hurry. Gasser and company look to keep it close. Championship Saturday on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back to Tacoma Dome. It is 35-34, Rainier Beach leading on the Issaquah Indians here at the half. Welcome back, Rich Cellini alongside Bill Kruger. It's one thing to say that Issaquah has played extremely well. They have played as well as you could expect, yet they still trail by a point.
Yeah, you're making a good point. They pretty much could have played it better than they drew it up so well, and they executed it. But again, Beach has a lead, and they've been the heavyweight that have knocked everybody out in the second half.
Be interesting to see. They will come out and they will make a big push, they being Rainier Beach. However, Issaquah has been able to handle that pressure. They usually don't turn that up till the beginning of the second half. It's been because of ball movement.
Exactly. They came out against that 2-2-1. Nice 1-3-1 walk-up, reversed the basketball. Gasser really handled it in the middle well, and they were able to get good, solid shots against the press, forced Rainier Beach to change their press, went back to man-to-man, but again, they've really controlled the tempo of the game. That's been the key.
We talked about Carr just being 5'9". I wasn't sure he could get off his shot. Boy, did he prove me wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, this young man has nerves of steel, and he's been a little guy his whole life, and he's a great shooter with unbelievable confidence. Little stagger dribble, gets people off him, and has terrific range. He's been a key so far.
Hans Gasser, we told you everything goes through him. He has played well.
Gasser's shown me a lot of different skills, the ability to step out and hit the jump shot. He's also been able to initiate offense, put the basketball on the ground and make plays. So he's been really solid. And again, they've been able to get a little bit of work from Chaney, a little bit of work from Curtis, knocking down the jumper. You got to have some balance if you're going to get it done. But I'll tell you what, not strong with the basketball. They're going to strip and they're going to go. The Twins are unbelievable in the open court. What a show.
Halftime here at this boys 3A championship game. A 1-point advantage for Rainier Beach. We'll take a timeout. Fox Sports News coming up next. Welcome back to Tacoma Dome, Boys 3A Championship, Rainier Beach and Issaquah. Time now to look at our dairy farmer leading scorers throughout this first half. And we begin with the defending champion and top-seeded Rainier Beach, Roderick Stewart, who has been overshadowed a little bit in this tournament by his brother, taking center stage here tonight. 18 points. Lodrick with 6, Josh Love with the early 4, CJ Giles with 4, and Terence Williams with the 3 for Rainier Beach. They lead by 1. Issaquah Indians, Hans Gasser, we knew he had to have a big night. He has 13. Garrison Carr has hit well from the outside with 11. Cheney, Curtis, and Woolses all contributing. So the two main cogs of the Issaquah Indians, who we wondered if they would be able to get off their shots, have been able to do so. First half stats, you look at the field goal percentage. Issaquah shooting extremely well with the 62%. 3 of 4 from three-point land. Billy had touched on that. If they're going to get their open shots, they have to hit them. Rainier Beach, very impressive from the free throw line. And those turnovers, Rainier Beach just awfully effective with that basketball. Issaquah, not bad with just the 6 turnovers. Let's check in with Billy and Jeff Patrick, Issaquah's head coach.
Thanks, Rich. Jeff, what a great first half. I mean, if you drew it up, they executed it perfectly. You got to be pretty pleased at this point.
Yeah, the kids competed. What we need to do is we need to put game pressure on them, and they haven't been in too many situations where the game's been tight, and we want to keep it close and see what happens towards the end.
So the second half, they love to come out and turn up the heat. You made them aware of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, this is their quarter, and so we need to match their intensity and execute and be patient and stick to the game plan.
All right, Jeff. Good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you, Rich.
Thank you, Bill. Time now for Banner Bank, building the future. We have a lot of standout students, and very impressive both on the floor and off. Banner Bank looking as to what they can do. From the girls, Lauren Kane, the 6-foot forward from Seattle Prep, unable to win back-to-back championships, but a 3.8 GPA, had a couple of points and 3 assists tonight. But they were just not quite game enough to defeat Lakeside. And for the Banner Bank on this side, the Issaquah Indian, Matt Wixwat, 3.6 grade point average, 2.6 boards versus Mercer Island. Everybody on this Indian team very capable and willing to buy into their role. Wixwat, one of those players who will fight hard, always draws a tough straw, facing much bigger and better players than him tonight, but battling well and doing a good job on the boards.
You're going to talk about Carr and Gasser, but I think the role players, Curtis, Cheney, Wixwat, these are the guys that have handled the ball and handled pressure and made the difference so far this first half.
Carr to start thing out, gives it over to Woolseth.
He's a pick and roll guy. He's a pick and roll guy.
Eric guarded by CJ Giles with the 2 fouls. Carr and Giles able to get up and get a hand on that one. 6'11", and touch of 5'9". Even the sharp Carr unable to do it. Giles with the quick flush. Now a 3-point lead. Rainier Beach, a notoriously quick starting team here in the first half. On the floor, writhing in pain, is Terence Williams. Not a good sign. The talented sophomore reaching toward his knee area. That a concern for everyone who favors the blue and orange.
I didn't see what happened right there, but he is grabbing his left knee. Hate to see anything happen to him at this point. Hopefully he's just got a cramp and it's nothing more than that. But boy, I'll tell you what, you've seen what Rainier Beach likes to do. Came out with a big shot block and a flush at the end. This is the kind of third quarter they like to play.
I'm going to take a look.
Inadvertent trip by his own teammate. Hopefully it's just a bang on bang, maybe a bruise on a knee.
Sure.
Yeah, rather than having something that's a twist, we'd have to worry about ligament problems.
Roderick Stewart, 18 points in the first half tonight. He may have to pick up a little more slack. He had 35 points, did Roderick, in the previous 6 halves of this year's tournament. He had 18 in the first half tonight. The young man fighting through the adversity, coming alive in this championship game.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's shown you a variety of looks, knocking down the jumper, great drives and penetration there. We see, I think he got knee on knee. He just needs to keep moving it and stretch it out, and hopefully Terence Williams will be back.
Wonderful defender and a very good role player.
He's going to be more than a role player these next couple of years, Rich. He's going to have the big boys, the big schools looking at him. He's a talent.
Oh, yeah. Just a sophomore, 6'6". Curtis now on the drive, slips and falls, and is called for the travel. So not the start the Indians wanted. Rainier Beach, you have to watch out. Before you know it, the advantage can be 10, and once they get the lead, forget about it.
You're absolutely right.
Down low, followed by Love with the tip in. He now has 6 tonight. Josh Love with the follow. The lead is stretched out to 5.
Indians are coming out sluggish. Bad sign. Beach is turning it up.
You don't want to overemphasize or over-dramatize, but the Indians desperately need a shot. Underneath, missing it. Gasser is packed, and there's a whistle, and that's the 3rd foul on C.J. Giles. Critical juncture in this game. 6:49 to go, 3rd period. C.J. Giles picks up number 3.
Here we see Woolsett with the penetration. Gasser reads it well and is able to draw that 3rd foul. And when Giles is out of the game, things change. You can get penetration. You can go ahead and try to score the ball if you're Issaquah. Giles has been the real key to their defense. He's the swatter. He's the one that plays center field and allows all these long defensive players on Rainier Beach to take chances.
They know if they do get by, look who's waiting in the middle.
Akeem.
I was waiting. I was going to see who you were going to come up with. Yeah.
Something like that. The dream. He's like the dream. He can block some shots.
Roderick Stewart, guarded by Carr. Love. Down low, Lodrick, turn, left-hander shoots, and draws the foul. Trying to explain his case, Eric Woolseth. But to no avail, he picks up a penalty.
Everybody talks about the Twins' perimeter skills, but they are excellent low post players. Both of them can post people up 6'5", quick off the floor, and they really read the defense well.
Lodrick has averaged 20 points a game. A bit sluggish here tonight, but when one does trail off, the other picks up. Anthony Perry checks in the game, and C.J. Giles sits down at the 6:38 mark here in the 3rd quarter.
You were wondering if Mike Bethea was going to take him out at this point. I think he's going to try to not take chances, not allow him to get his 4th foul.
Down by 3. This the break Issaquah needs, because this does change the entire Viking defense.
They got to play straight up, and they can't depend on the shot blocker to cover their mistakes.
Turnover. Roderick Stewart, and a penalty. And there'll be a side out, a whistle on the foul.
Issaquah, a little soft, a little sloppy with the basketball, and again, you have to be really strong when you go inside to throw that bounce pass, and they're a great strip and a foul, which was probably a good foul at that point, Rich, to stop the fast break.
Although Woolseth, their best defender and one of their toughest, now has his 3rd personal foul, and he takes a seat. Turnovers now 8-1. Rainier Beach has played a very clean game. You're just waiting for the explosion. Elevation, missed shot, rebound followed by Perry, kick back out right. Shooter's touch not there for Lodrick. Rebound controlled by Wicks-Watt.
Very fortunate. A lot of great looks, extra shots at the basket for Rainier Beach, just unable to get it down.
Carr, a little bit too strong. Wicks-Watt fighting and able to control the ball, and the officials debating, and it's going to stay white basketball.
That was a great closeout by Roderick to get out there and challenge Carr on that shot, able to disrupt him just enough to make him miss.
Anthony Perry picks up the foul on the play. David Maddock, number 11, will replace Josh Love. Carr to inbound. Rainier Beach with just a 3-point lead, 5:35 to go in this championship game. There's Gasser to the basket strong with the finish, and the lead is but 1. 17 points for Hans Gasser.
Good read by Issaquah. The Beach goes small. Nobody can challenge Gasser when he gets the ball inside.
Roderick penetrates, got hacked on the arm, no call. Carr guilty of the infraction, got away with one there.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He hit him on the arm. He should be at the line shooting too.
Gasser on the break and the finish, and the Indians have a 1-point lead.
Great vision pass by Cheney to make that play happen.
It's the game pressure that Jeff Patrick talked to you about. Long range three off the mark. The defense of the Indians that they had played so well blocking out has been non-evident. Rainier Beach doing a very good job on second chance points. Turnaround is no good, and that'll be a foul by David Mack. One of the keys to being an effective player, vision.
Again, Cheney, who's been fearless in the open court. Look at that look away. Great read and pass cross court to Gasser. 6'10" guy that can really run the floor. You know, if there are scouts here from colleges looking, they got to see that this guy is a Division I basketball player.
Rainier Beach is 2 of 7. They have not shot well. Curtis for 3. Short, rebounded by Roderick Stewart.
Great challenge. No easy looks right now for Issaquah from the outside.
Can he get up the court in a hurry? Leaner, air ball, fighting for the loose ball and a whistle.
White ball, baseline.
A little bit of frustration setting in for Rainier Beach. It's the game pressure that Jeff Patrick talked to you about coming out of the locker room that he wants to apply to Mike Bethea and company.
Exactly. Well, you know, the Beach depends on turnovers. And when you get into a half-court game, they just do not have the pieces. They depend so much on transition. They just don't have a great execution plan in the half court, and Issaquah plays solid defense.
Double team now tipped away, the quick hands of Roderick Stewart, and then a whistle. And you're sensing a little bit of the frustration on the faces of the defending champion Vikings.
This is the time of the game in the tournament where they've just turned up the heat and put people away, and they haven't been able to do that.
4 fouls now for Anthony Perry. And Williams comes back into the game, so C.J. Giles back in with his fouls. Josh Love in, and as you get to 4 minutes remaining here in this third quarter, like Bethea and company know that there is no tomorrow. This is it. Defending champion to etch your place in history. No sense in saving anyone or anything. Gasser. Stripped away. Quick hands of Roderick Stewart. Roderick out in front. Tomahawk.
Is he fun to watch in the air or what? And again, quick hands by Terence Williams. He is a thief, knocks it loose, and then it's off to the races.
Rainier Beach, 41-40. Three-pointer is good for John Cheney, and the Issaquah Indians now lead by 2. Back and forth we go, and it's a blocking foul on Colin Curtis.
John Cheney's having the game of his life. I mean, he's really making some things happen, taking some big shots, not throwing the ball away. It's been a terrific game for him, the senior.
Back and forth, ebb and flow, a championship contest here at the Tacoma Dome. The stars have come out to play. Roderick Stewart and the role players who are stars for a night. John Cheney knocks down the 3. That puts Issaquah back on top by 2. 3:27 in the third. The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Boys Basketball Championship is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. A surprise, Issaquah hanging tough. They have stood up to Rainier Beach's push at the beginning of this second half. That is beginning to frustrate the defending champion Vikings.
Yeah, they're used to making the big strip and getting out on the break, and they just haven't been able to get it done, and that's starting to show on the faces of the Rainier Beach Viking players. Every game in this tournament, they've been able to turn up the heat, and guard play has crumbled with Meadowdale and with West Valley and with Skyline, but this group of guards has handled the pressure well, and that's why we got a ball game.
Terence Williams passes over. Roderick Stewart, 20 points on the night. Now they go down to C.J. Giles. Gasser, Giles turns, fronts, and Gasser able to come down with the rebound between 2 blue jerseys. John Cheney gonna pull another 3. Short. Rebound underneath by Williams.
You really got to know you can make that one. But again, great transition defense by Issaquah. No, they haven't given up that long cherry pick too often.
Lodrick missed the mark. Giles underneath, shot blocked. Williams with the follow, soaring high is Roderick Stewart. Double pump and the foul.
You got it, you got it.
That was a rebound by a man. Unbelievable hops, and what great body control by Roderick Stewart. He has been above everybody else talent-wise. Lodrick has not found his shooting touch. He's been so good in the tournament so far, and this Rainier Beach team can read the offensive rebound. 1, 2, 3 attempts, and then look at this body control and finish by Roderick Stewart. What a player.
Hans Gasser picks up his third. 22 points on the night for Roderick Stewart. Completes the three-point play. Rainier Beach back in front by 1. Cheney able to fight off that pressure. Carr drives, dish. Curtis, air ball, rebound, Whitworth, shot block, tipped in by Gasser.
Second chance points for Issaquah. Amazingly enough, we never thought they'd get those shots, but they have.
Roderick Stewart now backs it out. Two minutes remaining in the third quarter.
They need to post up at Stewart twins. They've got small people on them.
Soaring high and launching the arcing shot halfway down. Won't go. Williams with the follow. Back and forth we go. Our 10th lead change. 6 in this quarter alone.
Well, I like Terence Williams. He is really athletic and active.
Gasser with the fall away. Unstoppable.
That fadeaway jumper, he's used it the whole tournament. He broke it out finally again.
Roderick picks up the foul by Matt McSwat. Each team now has 5 team fouls. We had covered this in the beginning. Hans Gasser has played a textbook game.
Again, he recognizes when Giles is on him, he drives or goes for the power move. That time he had Lodrick on him. He went for the fadeaway jumper. 5 inches advantage. Smart play by Gasser.
Tipped out, controlled by Wixwat. Curtis.
It's a good point right now for Issaquah to take a little air out of the game. Run some clock.
Wixwat and Cheney now. He has done a masterful job controlling the basketball tonight.
Again, we're seeing this little 3-man delay game that they ran off and on when they wanted to take some time off the clock. And again, no shot clock. 3A boys, no shot clock.
Carr and the Vikings extending pressure, trying to force Issaquah to do something with the basketball.
One thing you have to be aware of is the count. Not only the count when you have the ball, but once you start to advance it. There's a 5-second count. They need to change the ball. They've done a pretty good job of it so far.
Looking to slow this down and earn the last shot. They lead by 1, wanting to extend their lead as they get into the fourth quarter. Cheney guarded closely by Williams. You've got to protect that basketball, the quickness of the Vikings, and snatch it away at any time. Now time to make a move.
There's that high post rub.
Cheney trying to draw the foul on C.J. Giles, and he did it. C.J. Giles with his 4th personal foul.
Just super heady play. They got to 12. They ran the high post rub again. Cheney and Gasser. He gets inside the paint. He knows that Giles is coming. Look at him throw his body up first, drag the ball behind him. I mean, just crafty, smart basketball by John Cheney.
4 fouls, and whether or not he stays in the game, that will change his mentality as a shot blocker. Giles now will be spelled by David Maddox, the senior. And C.J. Giles will sit down here as we wind down this third quarter.
For fans of Viking basketball, they haven't seen probably too much of this. But I think really you see the key for this team really is to have C.J. Giles in that center field position. And when he's not in, it changes their attack.
Roderick Stewart with the beautiful feed and the follow by Maddox as time expires. So Rainier Beach, the defending champs, still fighting, still clawing back. Credit Issaquah for staying tight in this one. But Rainier Beach still with the lead after 3 quarters, and our 12 lead changes. Oh, that is big-time basketball here in the Tacoma Dome. The 3A Boys Championships. Issaquah and Rainier Beach putting on a show here in the Pacific Northwest. Back with the final 8 minutes when we return. Championship night on Fox. 8 minutes remaining in the 3A championship game. Rainier Beach leading Issaquah 48-47. Coming up on the Emmy Award-winning Northwest Sports Report, you can't get enough high school hoops. Stay tuned. We'll have a complete wrap-up of the day's events, including live interviews and trophy presentations, plus the debut of 6'8", 90-mile-an-hour throwing reporter Jeff Nelson, M's reliever, talking to his new teammates. Hilarious. Coming up tonight after the WIAA 3A boys title game. Keys to the game, pretty good assessment going in by you, Billy.
Yeah, they've kind of hit the mark across the board. The Vikings slow out of the block. That happened. They haven't really shut Carr down. He's got 11 points, but he hasn't really gone off. They haven't been able to get into that sort of up and down game. And again, Issaquah has handled pressure and got the ball to the big guy, and he's been terrific. 23 points for Hans Gasser.
8 ties, 12 lead changes. Take me ahead to these next 8 minutes on each side.
Again, Issaquah needs to control tempo, realize clock, and score. And what does Rainier Beach got to do? They've got to get an execution basket in the half court. They haven't done it very well. The Twins need to get in the post, I think, to get it done.
Love, too strong. Rebound, Wixwat. Carr, hounded by Roderick Stewart. Loses his balance. Gasser, one step, elevates. It's the mark, tip out, controlled by Love.
But no run out for the Rainier Beach Vikings. No fast break.
Williams.
That's the post up.
That is what you had talked about. Roderick Stewart, 6'5", Garrison Carr, 5'9".
Both of those guys are great post up players. I think they need to get him down low and let him operate.
Here's the drive and the dish. Love unable to follow, but Roderick Stewart off of the assist, and then the follow gives Rainier Beach a 3-point lead, 50-47. Aaron pass, turnover. This quarter beginning like the third quarter did.
Roderick is just taking over the basketball game. Great penetration drive, great kick to Love, but he's there to finish it up.
And we have a whistle. And there's going to be a timeout called by Rainier Beach. Thea wants a 30-second timeout, leading by 3. 6:40 remaining in this championship game. A game effort by Issaquah, but they have to be careful not to turn the ball over. Otherwise, Rainier Beach could still end up with a balloon final score.
Yeah, they can't be sloppy. Got to be solid against the press.
Introducing 5-4-3-2-1. Experts bring you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features you won't find anywhere else. 5-4-3-2-1 weeknights at 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. only on Fox Sports Net.
Wow.
10 turnovers, but they have capitalized and hit some big shots, mainly from beyond the arc. Turnover. Woods is able to control it. And now passes it up, and that full court pressure continues to be applied. That's the man who Issaquah needs to have the ball in his hands. Fearless John Chaney. Carr trying to create space, unable to do so, guarded by the 6'6" Williams.
Again, they're going to run the high post rub and then try to reverse the ball to get Gasser the ball in the post. That's what they're looking for.
Carr picked up by Love. Almost a steal. Hits it with the drive and a foul. Terence Williams picks up the foul. Aggressive moves to the basket have paid dividends for the Indians.
Again, counters against pressure, you're able to take advantage of overplay. Again, not a great offensive player, as Wick said, but he's not afraid to take the ball into traffic and draw some contact. That has been one of the keys for Issaquah. Their role players have given them a boost offensively.
1 point, but those 6 rebounds, and his defensive efforts have been admirable. Just 6'2", guarding people much taller than him tonight, but he's done it all season.
Yeah, they've been used to playing against bigger people. They're gutty, they're tough, they know how to use their bodies. But when you get an opportunity to knock free throws down, you've got to knock them down. Otherwise, when you play tight basketball, you got to make free throws.
Colin Curtis replaces Wick Swat. 2-point game, 5:52 remaining. 4th quarter.
Let's see if Rainier Beach takes advantage of that size discrepancy with the Stewart twins down in the block.
Stay, Hans! Outside!
Lodrick down in the block. Woldzith guarding him. Love trying to go right over Gasser. Unable to connect. The follow and the rebound controlled by Roderick Stewart. Drives in, penetrates, looking for the dish, and the finish by Williams.
Roderick is taking over the basketball game. He's doing everything. He refused to lose. Terrific feed by Stewart.
And he's trying to get a steal off Cheney, but he is fearless following. Wild shot, tipped out of bounds. Rainier Beach basketball.
Again, you've got to get a solid shot in the half court. They've got to get Gasser. They've got to run offense. That was a little bit too wild. And this is where Beach might try to pull away. Let's see what they decide. It looks like they're going to pull the ball out. Force him to play man-to-man.
Roderick now looking to put on a move, dribbles, fires in, slips past Gasser, and another pretty shot. 27 points for Roderick Stewart. It's a 6-point lead for the defending champions.
Roderick just putting the team on his shoulders, just taking over.
Great players elevate their game at crucial times. The 6-point lead, the biggest by either team tonight. Carr forces one it short. Wolves is fighting in for the rebound, and is tipped. White basketball. Issaquah Indians retain possession.
Good defense by Maddock, getting hand up on Carr.
The timeout on the floor, 32nd by Mike Thea and company. Still not happy. Issaquah has done a decent job in some areas, but a little wild on their last shots. Starting to almost play a desperation game when there is no need.
Really, I know that Giles is out of the game, but they still have to get a solid shot. Again, we've talked about Roderick's ability to do everything. Here he is playing volleyball with his own rebound, takes it back out, and a great ball handler, great in the air, great feed inside. I mean, he's doing everything. He's taking over the basketball game. Lodrick has not had a great shooting game. Roderick has picked up the slack. Look at this poetry in motion, unbelievable. Able to slip through the defense to get an easy deuce. He's been great.
27 points on the night for Roderick Stewart. The defending champs lead by 6, looking to extend their lead. Rainier Beach leading 54-48, looking for their 2nd consecutive championship. 27 points on the night, and some key baskets in crunch time for Roderick Stewart.
Yeah, he's taken over inside, outside, great penetration on the glass, making passes, scoring in a variety of ways. I mean, Roderick hasn't shown those offensive skills in this tournament so far, but clearly he has the whole package.
He and his brother head down to USC to play for the Trojans next year, so a trip through Seattle and a little visit with Nate Robinson a couple times a year, their former teammate, now starring with the Huskies. Here's Eric Woldzith on the drive, underneath, a whistle, and a no foul, but the ball out of bounds by Rainier Beach. No call on the drive.
They felt like they got all ball right there. Jeff Patrick certainly doesn't like the call. Here we again. We see the drive, great penetration going up against the trees, but that's clearly contact. That's clearly a 2-shot foul.
Get credit for a sack in college football for that
pretty
type of
much.
hit.
Again, Issaquah has to realize there's lots of time to run plays, to get an easy shot, work the ball into Gasser.
Unable to finish is Woldzith, and those opportunities will begin to slip away. Playing a more talented team, and a whistle and a foul. Roderick Stewart will go to the free throw line and add to his game-leading total of 27.
It's been interesting. We've been watching Roderick really run the show the first 3 games of the tournament, really looking to set other teammates up, but now he is taking over the basketball game, going right at the whole squad, and really just dominating the basketball game so far.
Jeff Patrick calls a timeout, needs to regroup his team. They trail by 6, just 3:45 to go in this championship contest. The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Boys Basketball Championship is brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Washington, proud sponsors of Washington State High School athletics. Got milk? Issaquah has played well tonight, but when they've played their best, it has all gone through Hans Gasser. He has not touched the ball enough here in the late going.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 possessions, they've driven the ball in, taken wild shots. Instead of running offense and getting the big guy the ball, that's what they have to do to get back in the game. There's still plenty of time.
I'm going to come back here in about...
Rainier Beach on an 8-1 run. Since the end of the third quarter, Issaquah had a 47-46 lead, but you knew the champions were going to come storming back, and you didn't know which of their multi-talented players would go to the forefront, but it has been Roderick Stewart.
They've done it with Roderick, an excellent effort on the offensive glass and good defense at the other end. That's what's really keyed him.
Good look at his brother Lodrick. And there is Roderick. 6 for 7 from the line. Seven for 8.
Again, Issaquah struggling at the line. Rainier Beach knocking him down.
Been responsible for the scoring of Rainier Beach. Their last 5 points. Roderick able to pull it down, and a foul by Garrison Carr. So Rainier Beach will be able to live at the line as we proceed, as each team now with 7 team fouls.
The Vikings so quick off the floor, their ability to offensive rebound really starting to come to the forefront. Issaquah a little tired, a little flat-footed at this point in the game, I think, Rich.
Now Lodrick knocks one down. Stretching the lead out. And now it is 8 points. Short rebound by Wixwad. He is effective. Nobody gets good position on him.
He did a good job of blocking out after letting that rebound get away that last free throw attempt.
Curtis gets tied up. And he'll go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. Best way when you're behind to make up points is with the clock stopped.
You bet, and that may not have been the best decision in the world. I mean, the Vikings will play their game, but fouling right now, bad decision.
Mike Guthea agrees.
Yeah, I mean, you got an 8-point lead. Just play position defense and rebound the basketball.
In and out. Lodrick with the rebound in the open floor. And now Wisely slows it up with the 8-point advantage.
They are going to spread and run some clock. This is very smart basketball on the part of the Vikings. The clock is their friend.
Love and Roderick play a little game, and now Roderick looking to create off the dribble. Wildly loses it. I tell you what, David Maddock wants no part of that shot.
And he shouldn't be taking that shot right now.
Williams over to the corner. Maddock now back up top to Roderick Stewart. Spreading the floor and slowing things down. Williams now to the corner. Roderick dribbling out of trouble, and there's a block. And 24, Colin Curtis makes the foul, sending Roderick Stewart to the free throw line.
We're getting close to the point with the way the Vikings are delaying the ball, Rich, that they're going to have to pick who they want to foul. And I don't think they should be fouling the Stewart twins. They're pretty solid at the line. So guys like Maddox and Love and even Terence Williams are going to have to be targets.
But he misses the first one, but soaring high to tip it out is Roderick. Lodrick unable to finish. Gasser pulls down the rebound. And it's intercepted. David Maddock. Acrobatic move. Roderick unable to finish, but he will go to the line and shoot 2.
Rainier Beach is so good at laying back and reading the eyes of the passer, much like a safety in football. And there, David Maddox strips, and again, they're off to the races. Roderick attacking the glass as he has the whole ball game. Again, I think it's fatigue. They're not meeting the basketball. They're a little slow, and Issaquah has got to find something in the reserve tank at this point to drive themselves forward. There's still time in this ball game.
But the momentum and definitely the crisper, more powerful team right now on the floor are the defending champion Rainier Beach Vikings.
No question.
30-second timeout called for by Jeff Patrick. And what a job he has done with this team.
Yeah, he scripted it well. They played a super first half. They've stayed close with this supremely talented high school team. But again, their talent, their length, their quickness off the ground is finally starting to really wear the Indians down.
Stay tuned following the conclusion of this game. It's the Northwest Sports Report. Action from out here in the girls final and this boys final. Two very good games, an exciting night of basketball, plus everything else you want to know about all your favorite teams in the Pacific Northwest. March, always a very busy time of year.
And we talked about veteran play. Those Vikings, they've been here before, Rich, a few times, haven't they? Outstanding team, outstanding tradition, going for their 4th championship. And again, I think this is the one that really defines the Twins. This one is their championship. You had Nate Robinson before. Now it's their time.
Roderick, a little too long on the first one. Carr with the rebound. Fighting through the double team. Gets it up to Cheney. And Cheney fighting off the aggressive defensive Maddox. Quick spot. Unable to finish. Curtis underneath, unable to get it to fall. A lid on top. Issaquah has made just one field goal in the last 7:55.
And that's killed them. They just stopped scoring. I don't think that the defense has been any different, although I think it's been more fatigue on the part of Issaquah than it has been unbelievable play by Rainier Beach. Outside of Roderick Stewart, who's been above everybody tonight.
Just 1 point in this 4th quarter for the Issaquah Indians. And you know it's tough to beat the defending champion, one of the most talented teams in the history of the state. You have no shot if you can't score.
And you got to make free throws. That's only 2 out of their last 7.
57-49 and the basketball for Rainier Beach.
Half-court trap from Issaquah.
Love. Williams. And it's going to be a timeout by Rainier Beach. Mike Bethea and company want to call a timeout in the championship game for the 3rd straight year. They lost the first one. They won last year. They're a minute 55 away from a repeat, and they lead 57-49.
High school basketball on Fox Sports Net, where dreams are realized and memories of a lifetime are made. Championship Saturday on Fox Sports Net.
The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Boys Basketball Championship is brought to you by Les Schwab. Our business is earning your trust. And by your Northwest Chevy dealers who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. Roderick Stewart, minute 50 away from the repeat.
The Vikings are going to run clock, take their time. Issaquah is going to have to take some chances and pick the right guy to foul.
And there it is. Terence Williams is fouled by John Cheney. And so it's 9-2 in this quarter, and that's why you are a champion, because you can answer the bell and be great at whatever time it is it takes to get done. People have been spoiled by Rainier Beach and how dominant they've been. This, a very game Issaquah team. Rainier Beach showing they can beat you in a number of ways.
Well, I just think that the fatigue factor really caught up with Issaquah. I think they got flat-footed. They went away from their big guy. They did such a great job of beating the press. They got into their half-court set, and they stopped executing Rich. That's what happened to them. And they came up empty too many times.
Williams gets one of two. 58-49. Desperation time starting to seek in. Curtis goes strong and gets it blocked by Love. Finney with the drive and the acrobatic move, not what they need in the open floor. Dangerous areas as you see the swarm of blue jerseys heading down toward the basket. Garrison Carr picks up the foul. This just not the game you want. These wild shots that have defined Issaquah's fourth quarter offensive performance, not the way they held so close in this game throughout the first 3+ quarters.
Exactly. They had opportunities to attack. They picked them at the right time. They used their bodies to protect the basketball. Going straight at these athletic guys is a huge mistake. And really, with the press, it's a great opportunity to shoot the 3-ball. And when you're down 7, 8 points, you got to make some threes right now. That's their only chance. They had good opportunities to pull the ball back out. Either Carr or Chaney shoot the 3.
Roderick with the rare miss on the first one. Looking to stretch the lead to 10, and he does.
Vikings continue to press.
Does this surprise you?
Well, it makes them run clock. It's hard to get the ball up court, but it does open up the 3.
Which is the only way that they can get back in here. Hans Gasser for 3, and he hits!
Hello, get the ball to him, huh?
Billy, I believe you said that a time or two.
Yes, just a few.
59-52, a minute 17. The game Indians not going to go quietly. Jeff Patrick, just his 4th year, wants a timeout to visit with his club. And it's the 3-ball, the only way they can climb back in this one. And it's Hans Gasser who continues to impress, the big man from the inside and also from the outside as well.
Yeah, he's been dry because he hasn't seen the basketball. He's a great shooter. I'll tell you what, does he look like a Gonzaga Bulldog or what? Holy cow, if they're not on him, they're not paying attention. He looks like, to me, a 6'10" guy that has perimeter skills like he does. And see his body grow. I see Casey Calvary all over again. For those that know the old Gonzaga Bulldog Casey Calvary.
Certainly, just 190 pounds a year ago, is up to about 230 after this, so still developing Hans Gasser, and he has all the footwork necessary. Williams will go back to the line. Has sparked interest from Stanford, Eastern Washington, and I think anybody who sees tape of him playing against this caliber of competition will certainly be impressed. The game against Mercer Island and this one tonight against top-flight competition. This young kid is going to develop into a fine Division I player.
Yeah, he's got good skills. He shows that he can put the ball on the ground, shoot the perimeter shot. What happened to him last summer, he was sick, missed a lot of those opportunities where scouts are really looking to sign players in that window where they go to all-star camps, and then they kind of give up on a guy. And that's a big mistake. A lot of kids get better at the end of their senior year. He's one of them.
Tipped out of bounds. Issaquah basketball, 60-52. Three possession game. Rainier Beach can stop the clock 3 times. Issaquah just once if need be. Garrison Carr has been quieted here in this second half, but he is deadly. Driving the penetration, tipped off. Somebody got a piece of that. I believe it was Love ahead to Maddock, and he will wisely slow it down.
Had a chance to foul Maddock, ended up fouling the wrong guy. Yeah, Garrison Carr's had a quiet half. I mean, the quickness and length of Rainier Beach has really made it difficult for him. He can get people off of him, but this team, these guys, the Stewart twins in particular, are so quick to react back and they're so long. It really is tough for Carr to get his shot off, and that's what's happened to him, especially in the second half.
Man of the hour, Roderick Stewart. 30 points on the night. And can you imagine the chatter that will go between the Stewart twins at SC and Nate Robinson, the Washington Husky, when they match up in future Pac-10 showdowns?
The speed is going to be unbelievable, and the athleticism. And actually, there's a pair of twins down there at USC, the Craven twins. It's going to be wild in practice because those guys can fly too.
Chaney has it slapped away by Roderick Stewart. Instead, he steps on the line. 48 seconds. 48 ticks between Rainier Beach and a place in the history books.
They've got to get a 3-ball. That's their only chance.
And they need it quickly. Instead, they bypass that, and Carr drops in a 2, making it 54-61. So still some basketball left to be played, but it's predicated on Rainier Beach missing their free throws. And you brought up the good point last time. If Williams, Maddock, or one of the other not quite so seasoned players touch the ball, you'd better be fouling them in a hurry.
Yeah, because the percentage of fouling the Twins is not going to be with you.
40 seconds away, Rainier Beach in the repeat. Nate Robinson, a key component in this championship run a year ago, arguably the best player, but this, as you mentioned, is the Stewart's team. But Nate Robinson, what a player a year ago.
Fabulous above the rim play. I mean, this guy is 5'8". We've seen it already at the college level, but we got a taste of it last year and then this year. Look at this guy, that's unbelievable. A guy his size can do that.
If he's 5'8", really,
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
You're being generous. It's the holiday season. Oh no. He is no 5'8". He is incredible. His explosiveness and how high he can get up those shots. I'm telling you, I don't think he's above 5'6".
Yeah, he's not. He's a tightly wound package, amazing leaper, and a great. I'll tell you what. If he concentrates on basketball, I think he could play in the NBA. Honestly, what he's done this year as a freshman. But, I mean, you can't knock him for wanting to play 2 sports, but if he focused on one and learned the point, no question he could play in the NBA.
Also a star on the gridiron for the Huskies as well. They are forced to foul Roderick Stewart. Nick McCormack able to do that. 32.6 remaining. And now Patrick having to substitute people to burn fouls and then bring his shooters and players back in. This a tough row to hoe if Roderick Stewart is going to be the man shooting the free throws for the final 30 seconds for the defending champs.
Just gets back to that stretch at the start of the 4th quarter, those first 5-6 minutes of the 4th quarter, where they just got lazy on offense. Honestly, they just didn't execute.
Fine season for Jeff Patrick and the Issaquah Indians. Outmanned, outplayed here in this 4th quarter for the defending champs, Mike Bethea and company, and he has done a great job as Mike Bethea, really making this, in his words, and accurately so, not one of the best teams in the state, but one of the best teams in the country, and a team to be reckoned with in the future.
No question, because they've got young talent, Giles, Williams. They're going to be good next year.
Carr loses the handle, and there's the exclamation point. Wow.
Elbows above the rim. Roderick has been the man.
Cheney looking for some cosmetic scores, but this will be Rainier Beach's year as Gasser can't get it to fall. The clock stops with 15.3 seconds. And what a fitting highlight to cap off an incredible season, the two Twins.
Look at this guy soar. Unbelievable hops, great timing. It's been Lodrick's show the first 3 games, but Roderick has been the guy in the big ball game to get it done. Really, nobody else was stepping forward. He took over the game, and he is going to be a great college player because he can run the show from the point. He can do a lot of things.
A valiant effort by the Issaquah Indians, the upstarts who made a game of this championship contest. Everyone was surprised to see them get past Mercer Island in the semifinals, but it is Rainier Beach who is now going to be back-to-back champions. And a class move by Roderick Stewart to embrace Jeff Patrick.
These guys are quality kids. They've had a tough week losing their grandmother, who is basically their mother. And I'll tell you what, the challenge of keeping it going and keeping the energy up and challenging these kids. Mike Bethea is magical as far as being able to get the most out of these guys and keeping them a team. This is not a one-man show. This is a team. And
a sense of relief. If you're Rainier Beach, so many expectations and so much pressure put on you. Almost a sense of relief. Bethea categorized it best, saying, everyone wants to talk about what we didn't do. You didn't go undefeated. I want to focus on what we did do, and that's repeat as champions at the 3A divisions. Congratulations to the Rainier Beach Vikings. So for Bill Kruger, I'm Rich Cellini saying so long from the Tacoma Dome. Rainier Beach wins it 65-56. You've been watching the WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Boys Basketball Championship. The Northwest Sports Report is next.
All right, the Tacoma Dome, the site for some great high school basketball this weekend. The battle for the Washington State Championship. The 3A boys and girls in action today. And for a complete wrap-up of the day's winners, we now head out to Tacoma, where Rich Cellini is standing by. Rich?
Thanks, Carrie. Rainier Beach, the Vikings hoisting the trophy for the second consecutive year, and the emotions and all that has gone through from the Stewart twins and their head coach, and the jubilation of cutting down the nets, and essentially a sense of relief. But Rainier Beach, the defending champions in 3A, and the Stewart twins rightfully secure their place as a pair of the greatest players in the history, and Rainier Beach wants to claim their title to perhaps the greatest team, arguably, in the history of Washington basketball. Let's check in. Billy caught up with the two twins who had a lot to share and their thoughts on their second consecutive championship.
Thanks, Rich. I'm with the two twins, the two Stewart twins. Won this ball game for Rainier Beach. I mean, this was really your guys' championship. Of course, this is the second one in a row, guys, but you know, Nate was here last year. Now it was you guys, and the pressure had to be enormous, and you guys came through big time. Roderick?
There was a lot of pressure. I'm going to say that's the hardest game we ever played in our life, because we was playing down the whole game. So we pretty much had to play catch up. They really made us run our offense, and we're not used to really doing that, because we've been basing all our offense on fast breaks and steals and stuff like that. But they really brought out the best in my game tonight, because I had the whole game in my hands. And I'm just glad we won. I won it for my grandmother. She just passed 2 days ago, and I just dedicated it to her.
Well, we know how tough that is. Roderick, I know how you must feel. I lost my mother about a year ago. How did you guys, or yourself, how did you put that in the background and concentrate on playing basketball?
The last word I heard her say, just play hard and win for her, and that's what I did. That's why I'm crying now, because she ain't here to watch me.
Yeah, well, she's there. She's watching you. Believe me, she is. Well, you guys both. I mean, how did you deal with it, Roderick? I mean, it had to be hard.
Most of my emotions it kind of hit me yesterday after my game. I stayed in the locker room for about 30 minutes crying or whatever. And my dad said, don't be ashamed to cry, because that's a part of growing up. There's going to be more times than other people pass in my family. It's just a part of growing. This is a part of life. You can't run away from it. You got to go up, find a way to deal with it.
Well, you guys are really good at recognizing when one guy's on. Like, you were on the first 3 ball games, and then you didn't have it really flowing tonight, and then you recognized that Roderick had it going.
Yeah, I just told him to just shoot the ball every time he get it, because I wasn't in the game. I was playing my hardest for my grandmother, but I couldn't score, so I grabbed a couple of rebounds. I did all I can do. I played my hardest.
And Roderick, I mean, this was quite a show you put on. You've been directing traffic and getting everybody involved, but tonight you really got off on the offensive end.
I had to, because Mike told me I need to be ready from the start. If I have to shoot every time, I'm gonna have to shoot every time. And it was one of them nights where I just felt like everything was going right on the offense and defense. And he just said, if you listen to me, we're gonna win the state championship. And I went over to him with like a minute left in the game and just told him I'm not gonna let us lose the game. So,
well, that was clear, guys. You think you've quieted the critics? You think you've now established the fact that you guys are everything as advertised?
Yeah, now we just go to college and show them that we can do it in that level too. So.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt you guys are going to do it the other level. I can't wait to actually see the Craven twins and the Stewart twins. I mean, it's going to be a blur, but we're so lucky to have you guys and see you guys play all 4 years. It's been terrific. Congratulations.
All right, I just want to say thanks to all the fans that's been out there supporting us since day one. And hopefully you guys still support us even though we're leaving to go to California. It's going to still be the same thing. We're going to still be here. We're going to be here with you guys, but we're just going to be in a different place trying to make it like everybody else. So,
Lodrick, I know it's been tough, but you must be excited about going to the next level.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just want to say thank you to all the fans, too. Say I love you to my grandmother, my mom. She's in the hospital sick. To my youngest brothers, I love everybody.
Well, I'm here with two of the most magical basketball players in the history of the state of Washington, and we are so appreciative. It's back to you, Rich.
So we draw the curtain on this 3A championship week filled with emotion and dedications. Everyone striving and slicing their way, Rainier Beach, to another championship. Mike Bethea, his team, one of the elite in the state and the elite in the country. We say goodbye to the Stewart twins, Lodrick and Rodrick, and thank them for all of their flashes of brilliance and the memories they provided. Nobody better in the open floor. Nobody better at bringing the crowd to their feet than these two young men. They move on, but we're appreciative of what they have brought to us. The Twins and Rainier Beach, champions in 2003. Let's go back to the studio.